I don't want to have a conversation.
Okay.
I don't want to have a conversation. Okay. I'd like spit vegetables at people. That was a big part of my act as well, like spitting on people. At the Edinburgh Fringe. My childhood was not normal by any means. It is a big mouth, as mentioned. It's quite a noisy place.
Welcome to another episode of What the Falafel. Today I have someone who's absolutely hilarious, but also, in the words of Yiddish, I think it's Yiddish, a total mashugada on social media. Introducing Candy Gigi.
Hello, hi. Where do I look? Just everywhere.
Do you know what? I think the funniest thing, everywhere, anywhere you like, is that we met at a baby group.
Yes.
And we just started off with very sensible conversations, very serious. It's like, what do you do? I'm a comedian. Yeah. And then at some point, I found you on social media.
Oh, dear.
And you are a completely different person.
Yeah. I think if I was that person that I am on social media, particularly in baby groups or anywhere in the real world, I would have been sectioned literally years ago. So I would like to say it is mostly just an act, or like an extension of myself. But yes, I do go about my day-to-day fairly normal. I mean, depends who you ask. Don't ask my husband. But yes, yeah, in real life,
You haven't been shouting out profanities in the baby group?
Not in the baby group. No, that's a good idea, actually. I might write that.
Please
yes.
don't.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I might run with that.
How on earth did you start? Because someone on the street told me, not someone on the street, some word on the street is that you went to Mount View and you're an official, like, properly trained. You're a trained singer, drama, creator, actress.
Yeah, it all started with musical theatre, really. I went to a college and I did 2-year musical theatre course from like 16 to 18. And then I auditioned for Mount View, which at the time was like the biggest drama school in the UK you could go to. And it was like my dream, my absolute dream. And I got in and we trained in Shakespeare, in like singing and vocal technique and all of this stuff. And I loved it. I really, really loved it. But I knew at the back of my mind the whole time, I just really want to make people laugh. I don't know if I want to do musical theatre. And no offence to any huge musical theatre fans, but musical theatre's not that funny. Like, there aren't that many really genuinely funny musicals, apart from a few. And I just knew that I wanted to create my own work. And I don't think I really would have found what I was hoping to do in musical theatre. Also, I don't really have a face for musical theatre.
What do you mean?
Well, a lot of the time you're cast and you're given a main part, but you're also like an ensemble. So you're like covering a main part, but also in the ensemble. And this is not going to be in an ensemble. It doesn't blend. It just doesn't blend. Which camera shall I show all of them? It's not blendable. And I realised that quite early on.
Quite early on that you don't have a face for an ensemble, so you decided
Well, I was actually told by a Les Mis casting director that I don't have a face for an ensemble. when I graduated, I got down to the finals for I think Madame Thénardier, which is like their comedy, their funny character. And they were like, she'd have to cover the role and be in the ensemble, and she don't blend into the ensemble.
Oh no!
Yeah.
But that's as funny as you're making out. That's quite hard. Was that not a hard thing to go through?
It was devastating. It was devastating to get right down. I think it was like the final couple, and I would have been playing opposite Matt Lucas, and I just graduated. So I was like full of delusion and self-belief, which don't worry is gone now. But I really thought I was gonna. And then they just said, she's got a great voice, but she just doesn't blend in. But
and how old were you at the time?
21, 22.
Was that hard to bounce back from at the time?
Yeah, it was. The first few years after I graduated drama school, I was like a mess because it was so safe there, so secure. You're in this little bubble. You're with really talented people, and as I said, you're full of delusion. You really think, I'm going to make it, whatever that means. And there's no reason why not to think that, because you haven't yet faced rejection. And they were like, we have so much success rate there. And they really did at the time. They were at the top of their game, that school. If you went there, you felt like you were guaranteed a career. And I had a few auditions for like We Will Rock You in Les Mis, and I'd always get recalled, but I didn't quite get it. And it really hurt. It hurt so much. But that's when I realized, no, I can't live with this like rejection. I need to take things into my own hands. I need to try like comedy. I need to do what I want to do. And that, I think that rejection really helped me. Just like make a decision, be like, I'm not going to keep doing this. I'm going to do what I want to do, which was comedy.
And then what was the path from there? That realization happened. Did you start writing stuff? What were the jobs that came up? What did you create?
So when I was 17, I actually did a stand-up comedy course in Camden. And that like got me thinking about stand-up. But I was only 17, I was just too young. And then I sort of forgot about that and went in to do this musical theatre course. And yes, what I did was, after I graduated, when I was about 23, I started doing open mic nights. And first of all, it was just sort of like, I just did stand-up. But it was always odd. It wasn't like Michael McIntyre. It was always like nuts, what I was saying and what I was doing, and impressions of my mum and wacky, loud, in-your-face stuff. And then I created this like imaginary boyfriend called Derek that I'd bring on stage with me and do things to him that I'm not going to mention on this podcast. Acts. I would perform acts on him live on stage. And that sort of like developed, and then it became more like clowning and like unspoken stuff. And the act sort of built and grew and developed, and to the point where I wrote my own like one-woman show that I decided to take up to Edinburgh. I'm really fast-forwarding here. Yeah.
Okay.
So I did, I think, a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 years after doing the stand-up circuit, which is brutal, by the way, and I can get into it. I did well, first of all, it was a two-hander. So I went to Edinburgh with another girl, and we did half an hour each in a bar. There was about 3 people there every night, 2 of which were us. It's like 1 audience member. And I was like, had a bunch of carrots. You know those carrots on the green stalks? Yeah. I had that, and I'd like play that as a guitar and sing, because I still wanted to sing, but I wanted to keep it funny. And I'd like spit vegetables at people. That was a big part of my act as well, like spitting on people at the Edinburgh Fringe. And what else? Just like cover my face in like lipstick. And it was very messy and very chaotic, but it was like the beginning of like what I wanted to be as a comedian, which was just someone who was like quite extreme and like unafraid and willing to push things as far as I can till I basically get arrested just before arrest takes place. Yeah, that's how far I wanted to push it.
I got to ask though, with something like spitting carrots, is this like a pre-planned, do you plan to spit the carrots? Do you sit there writing, or are you just very impulsive and it just comes out?
It came from impulse. Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I don't know how
it just in the moment you were like, these carrots have got to come out on someone's face.
I think that was the exact thought process. I think I had this like massive celery. You know, those massive celeries, you probably don't know. I'm saying to you like, you know.
Well, no, I'm quite into the organic stuff.
You're very
vegetable-y,
so aren't you?
Yes. And I know exactly what you mean about the carrots. And people I'll go to the markets where people go, should we chop these off? And I'm like, keep them. There must be a use for them. I haven't yet found the use.
And I did. And that was taking a bite into it and spitting it out on audience members.
I'll have to remember this.
Yeah, I've got a video of it. If you want to like tag it up, I'll like comment it under this video. It's me at like, I think I was at a big theatre in Tring, I don't know, some place. And I was live on stage. I was in this wedding dress, lipstick all over my face. I mounted an audience member, was on top of him, sort of gyrating, then had this celery, and I bit into it, and I just kept spitting it in his face over and over and over, but apologising in between each spit, being like, sorry, genuinely sorry. And there we go, a star was born.
What, I've got to ask you, as a Jewish girl, what did your parents think? Were they like felling with all of this?
They didn't spend £32,000 for me to go to drama school for me to then do this. But at the same time, they wanted me to live my dream. And if that meant spitting celery, then that's what it meant.
Yeah, sure.
They're very supportive. And also, they've only got themselves to blame because it all came from them. They're wacky, wacky people. my childhood was not normal by any means. It was so loving and so warm, but they are both completely insane.
In what sense?
Hilarious. My whole family are hilarious jokers, just like practical jokers. Like there is no subject off limits. Like we just rip into each other. Everyone's fair game. Like nutty, hilarious, self-deprecating, Mickey taking. Fearless people.
So no wonder that you've...
Exactly.
But you're just quirky in yourself. I mean, I'm just looking at the outfit. Like, you've got your own style.
Yeah, I always have, but I don't know what it is. You know, I wouldn't. You're going for something. See, you've got your own style, and it's. I'm not. Is that like a 50s thing?
Yeah, I found a 50s dress shop that I was really excited about. Did you ever watch Mrs. Maisel?
Of course.
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
And then I walked past a shop, and some woman was done up with. I just happened to be walking past. It was in Spitalfields, and she had this big dress with a petticoat on, and like her hair was in rollers and flowers. And I'm like, you look so beautiful. Yeah. I've got to go in. And then I was just sucked into. Well, I don't know how long this phase will last. I'm just enjoying it.
It's good. I got into a real 60s phase because I am obsessed with Mad Men.
Oh yeah, I've not seen it.
I'm like probably the number one fan.
No,
We've got
two.
number 2 fan. No, I've seen it genuinely about 50 times all the way through. Yeah. And the fashion is divine. And I can't say I model myself off of that. But I just, if I see something in a shop and I like it, I get it. I don't have wouldn't date my fashion back to any particular time. It's just literally if I like something, I don't
You're
really
just
care.
colourful and it's fun.
I'm not always colourful. And I think I don't have necessarily a colourful personality. I think I've got quite a dark personality. No, really, I've got a very dark side.
What do you mean?
I'm quite a dark person. My humour is, obviously I'm not going to talk about how dark I am here because I would be cancelled.
Right, okay.
The things that go on in my mind. But I've got a dark sensibility. I've got a dark sense of humour.
But
I'm not a depressive or anything.
I was going
like
to say, do we need to be concerned at how dark it is in your head? Are the voices talking to you and telling you bad things all the time?
Not all the time. They tell me. No, I don't have that dark depressive side, but I wouldn't describe myself as colourful, happy-go-lucky, like jolly person by any means. Okay. So maybe that's why I dress slightly colourful to compensate for that. Can I have a sip of water, please? It's my own water.
You can. You're the second person with it, like in the row of podcasts that have asked me if they can have some water. Am I giving off a dehydrative?
You were giving off dehydration vibes. Yeah.
I don't know whether dehydrative is a word. I'm going to join you.
That was lovely. That was
good.
Good water.
Good. I'm pleased you're enjoying yourself. But you mentioned, I'm sure you mentioned to me ages ago, that growing up, you didn't always feel like you fit in at school. I'm not trying to make you cry. I'm just was something that I remember you saying.
Yeah, that's 100% true. And I'm sure if you spoke to the people that I went to school with, they'd agree. You know, I had a group of friends and I wasn't like, until year 9, I was a real outsider and I didn't say I had that many friends the first couple of years. And it took me a while to also grow into my mouth. So I was very small. I was like, however small I was, 4 foot something, but I had this big mouth. And I don't think kids at the time appreciated, no, that's a good thing. One day people are going to pay for that. They just thought, oh, she looks really odd. And, you know, kids like are good at like finding something that's odd about a child and like honing in on it and taking the mickey out of it. And I don't know if I'd say I was insecure about it, but no, I was certainly an odd child with a slightly odd face. And I think my school wasn't quite right for me. I don't think I was pushed. I was not pushed to be creative at all. And I don't think the school realised that actually like I could sing and that maybe I was like I could act and do these things. They just thought I was a nuisance. And I felt, until I did GCSE drama, I felt like I didn't want to. Oh, it was awful actually. I hated school, if I'm being honest with you. Until I started GCSE drama, I felt like I was just such a burden on all the staff. And I was, because I really played up. But I think I played up because I was just hoping someone would recognize something in me, which was that, okay, I'm not academic, but I'm not a total waste of space. And that I do have something to offer the world, but it's not maths, it's not science, it's not any of these things that you want from me, it's something else. But also that I appreciate that's a lot to ask of people, of a member of staff who's got however many other children to deal with.
Yeah, but that's big.
Yeah, it is, but it also
I feel like this is becoming a therapy session. Talk to me about your life and your childhood. But that is to go through that. I mean, kids are cruel. And you've clearly found that, firstly, they're teasing you about your appearance-ish.
Yeah.
And then you don't feel like you fit in with the conventional side of things.
But I think that's just also, it's not just me, first of all. It's like plenty of other people's experience. And I don't think a bad experience is necessarily a bad thing. Like I think I've made good from it. You know, I really think if I didn't experience those feelings, I certainly wouldn't have the sense of humour that I have now, and the drive that I have now. And yeah, in many ways, I'm grateful for the experience. It was painful at the time, but I don't resent going through it.
And you do play to your mouth a lot. I've never seen anyone make so many faces with their mouth
and
as
I promise you, it's not conscious. It's really not. Like, I didn't know my mouth was that interesting until people started commenting and like saying stuff about my mouth. I've always been told by everyone that I have a massive mouth. I don't think I would have been aware of that if people didn't constantly bring it to my attention. But yes, I suppose now in my videos I accentuate it because people are telling me like your mouth is like fascinating. But it's not that conscious, still not that conscious that I'm doing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, even when you're going, this is like you literally do videos of
yes,
your
when I'm making those videos
yes.
and I'm talking about my face and the things that it can do that other people's faces can't do, obviously that's a very conscious thing. But when I'm just making comedy videos and people are like, God, your teeth are so big and your mouth opens so wide, I'm not going for that. It's just happening as a part of my excitement during the video.
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. I think what shocked me in trying to watch as many of your videos as possible, and I'm like, how am I going to have an entire conversation without saying specific words? You were talking about the female genitalia, if I'm going to be, polite about this. You're really going for it. You've got rabbis following you on social media. Yeah. How are you navigating this? Are you aware that the rabbis? Because I was looking at who we've got in common.
Literal rabbis, literal Orthodox rabbis. We're not talking about like your Reform ones who are like. We're talking about people that haven't got a TV in their house and have like a Nokia 3210.
You are their TV. Yeah, you're their entertainment.
And here I am talking about my. It's their problem. It's not my problem. I do have to I do sometimes check out. I've done I do a story on Instagram and it's like the most grotesque thing. And I see who's viewed it. And it's like my local rabbi and his wife. And I just have to I'll be like, look, they chose to click on there. They know, they must have a side to them that is intrigued by this.
Oh, yeah.
Of course they do. And I just have to block it out. Also, I've got my in-laws on there. I've got all sorts of people on my Instagram that I just forget about when I'm in the throes of posting and creating stuff. But if I really think about it, it makes me feel physically sick.
Yeah. Can we take a minute also for the fact that Channing Tatum is following you?
We can take more than a minute for that. I think we should take the rest of the hour.
Okay.
And just, Paris Hilton's my best friend.
I saw on one of your messages.
Yeah,
You've actually had conversations and she thinks you're hilarious.
Yeah, I've got a lot of blue ticks following me that I'm like, 15-year-old me would be going literally mental if I knew this. If I knew that they would be sat at home watching my videos.
How does that feel when those names rolled in?
Really cool, really, really cool. And I even got Dom Jolly, who reposted one of my videos this morning. Dom Jolly, I don't know if you remember him. He had Trick
on a phone.
TV.
Oh my God, we all did that as kids.
I don't think I'd be doing some of the pranky stuff that I do now if it wasn't for people like him. I grew up watching that. I loved it. I knew then that is what I want to do. And I think it's really cool that he's reposted one of my videos. I still don't take that for granted because I loved him.
That is awesome. Do you get nervous though when you're doing... I was in hysterics this morning when you were walking into a nail salon just shouting stuff. Do you get nervous before you and the prank phone calls you're making?
Prank phone calls not as much because they can't see me. Like I don't get nervous for the prank phone calls. No, for the face-to-face stuff and going into places, yeah, I really do. Yeah, I do get nervous. Yeah, but it's also like so exhilarating and so exciting. And if you get a good video out of it, it's just so worth it.
Have you got any that you haven't posted?
I once went to a Subway and filmed an entire video of me singing the whole order, and I forgot to press film.
Oh no!
I sang. I was like, tuna, lettuce. Like there's people around me. I got to the end of the video and I was like, that is gonna be gold. I feel sick, but like I had my baby in my pram, so I was like, she was just waking up for a nap. I was like, perfect. I timed this so well. I checked the video. Hadn't pressed record.
Oh no, that must have been absolutely devastating.
Awful.
Oh no, did you
I was just mortified. I think I cried actually. I think I cried.
Oh no, but also I think the bit that got me is the baby's waking up, you've taken your child.
Yeah.
Are you ever worried you could get arrested?
I'm hopeful. Yeah, my baby, my little daughter who's 21 months, she's going to be completely damaged because she comes with me in a lot of these adventures. She did, certainly as a baby. And the stuff that she's heard and witnessed, like, she's going to be so damaged. Either that or she's going to be a comedian.
I feel like everything
both.
sort of happened, though, with your mum era. Like, you just seemed to take off when you became a mum and you had this whole load of footage.
True.
Not
It's
footage,
true.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Content.
Thank you. Well, is that...
Like, I know what you mean. What's the word? I know exactly what you mean, but my brain is extremely slow. Material.
Yeah, that is the word.
Yeah. So I had my youngest about 4.5 years ago, and I started going to these groups and meeting other mums. I was like, God, this environment is hilarious and humorless, and these middle-class mums are just unbearable.
Thanks.
But brilliant. Yeah, no, but I am also.
Thanks for that.
I'm also like, I'd catch myself say something like gentle parenting and be like, Candy, you're unbearable. And then I draw upon all that and those experiences, but I also met a lot of like rough mums that would like not talk to their child with any respect whatsoever. And so I made a lot of videos of like middle-class mums and rough mums interacting in the park and the differences in their approaches to parenting. And yeah, that came from my experience as a parent and just observing these parents.
They are so accurate. I'm not going to pretend there haven't been a couple of videos where I've gone, I hope that I haven't fueled that one.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I can't say if you have or haven't, but
I
don't think so. I don't think so.
In future. Are you just looking for content wherever you go? It's just like ideas.
But
I imagine
always
that your
have
brain
been.
doesn't stop coming up with stuff.
Yeah, but you know what? I've always observed people and I've always drawn from people and I've never taken people for granted. Like whenever I meet someone, I immediately am more like, I'm like honing in on every detail and like every facial expression, like not consciously, but I think that's what any like comedian does. Like we don't take people for granted. We are like really, really observing everything about them, every mannerism, every like the cadence of their voice, like everything. And I just have always observed people really deeply. I think maybe because I don't know where it started. But I feel like it's something I've mastered. Like I understand people so well. My emotional like I'm really unintelligent in so many ways, but like my emotional intelligence I feel is quite good.
That's good.
If I may say so.
Yeah, of course you can. Take me back to Edinburgh Fringe. Take me back. You were there spitting celery at people. And then what was the then turning point of I want to do this forever, like this is I'm now going to take it to, because presumably was social media around as big as it was?
Definitely not.
Then?
So in 2014 I won this award. It was like called the Malcolm Hardy Award. It was Malcolm Hardy was like this, he was a comedian in, oh God, I should know more about him. But basically he was like a very avant-garde and he had a real cult following, and there was an award named after him, and I won that award in 2014 for comic originality, and it was a big thing at the time. It was like my first solo show, and I was really happy. And then so basically in the few years after, I kept on going, and I I got invited to the Soho Theatre to do some shows there, and that was a really big deal. And I kept writing these one woman, like, and they became like musicals, and I'd like rewrite the score of Fiddler on the Roof, and I'd rewrite pop songs and like just turn them into musicals. And then in 2020,
What do you mean? Sorry, you rewrote musicals to be performed.
Yes, I rewrote Fiddler on the Roof, and I rewrote all the songs, and I did like a one woman comedy show loosely based on some of the themes from Fiddler on the Roof.
Okay.
But I would be a lot of them would be like me playing me and my mum, and it would be like, but it would be so much about my Jewishness. But they'd be musicals because I could sing, so I didn't want to give up singing in them. And then in 2019, I wrote a musical called Friday Night Sinner with the help of an amazing composer called Jordan Clark and an amazing director, Valentina Chesky. And together we wrote this musical, and I took it to Edinburgh, and I gave it everything I had. Like, I wanted this to be the thing that kind of like launched me into something else. And it got picked up by fast forward a bit, but it did okay at Edinburgh, but we sort of needed to rework on it, and we did, and it got picked up by the Soho Theatre, and they like really liked it and decided to produce it, and they put it on for 2.5 weeks in their main space. And that was like the biggest and best thing that had ever happened to me. It was like my own show at the Soho Theatre for 2.5 weeks in their main space. Like, that was when I really was like, okay, I'm really taking this seriously now. Like, this is brilliant. And this is what I'd been working towards, really. The show was about me wanting to like it was about me like turning 30 and like deciding whether or not to have a baby, or whether to like pursue my dream and sack off like the conventional like Jewish like life of like bearing children and like being a housewife and whatever. It was like grappling with all those ideas. But it's quite an extreme show. Very extreme, actually. But they produced it, and then I got like an agent from that and other opportunities. And I think that gave me the confidence, just like that opportunity gave me the confidence to just like also just like really go for the social media stuff and like really see myself as something like serious. And by that point, by 2023, I had quite a big following on TikTok, like 500,000 or something, but I was posting like once a month. But basically, when I had my baby, who's now 21 months old, that's when I really started taking the social media seriously. I was like posting every day and like making money from it, and just like, yeah, I needed to make money basically. That was what kind of made me really go hard at it. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
I feel like I've gone
No, it did. I was enjoying it.
Good.
You can keep talking.
Good.
So Soho picked up your play, and it did well.
Musical. It did well. Yeah, it did well. It still had quite a niche. It was a lot of things. It was a musical. It was a comedy show. It was what else? It had very, very extreme themes like abortion and like live on stage, like abortion done comedically, but that's quite still extreme. Can I say that? Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I can see where these dark thoughts are now coming from.
Yes,
yeah,
I'm
a
deeply dark, disturbed person. So it was doing a lot. It was doing a lot of different things and trying to. It was also very Jewish. I had like a Jewish audience, had a comedy audience, had a musical theatre audience. And I think it's quite hard to bring those audiences together and make all three believe in the one thing. So like a Jewish audience may not necessarily like musicals, and the musical theatre audience may not necessarily like themes about abortion. But it was asking quite a lot of people. But I thought that show was the thing that encapsulated me and what I do and what I stand for and what I find funny more than anything else. And it was just an hour long, but so much happened in it. But it did well, and I was just so happy to have it on there. I was just so grateful to the people at Soho Theatre, and I still am, and they're amazing, and they're so supportive, and they're brilliant to their Jewish creators as well. And I do want to say that here, that they are an amazing venue, an amazing institution that really care about their Jewish artists and the Jewish people. And over the past couple of years, they've been so supportive. So yes, I just want to say that.
That's great though. But you are a loud and proud Jew. But you're not in your face, like as in you don't. not a Jewish content creator in the sense that you're all about Jewish stuff, but it just feeds in massively every now and then, and you have the biggest Mogan David I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yes, I do. I mean, it's funny because all my live work was solely about being Jewish. Every show was about my Jewish identity. And if I'd ever like written a pitch, like if I had an idea for a TV show, whatever, it was all so much about being Jewish. But yeah, my social media stuff has been separate from that. Not because I'm trying to hide from it, just because I leave a lot of that to my live shows. And
like Buttmitzvah.
And Buttmitzvah as well, which we can get onto. But yeah, I feel like my live work is very Jewish, and then the stuff that I do online is just much more broad.
Yeah.
But I am so proud of it, and I'm always sure to wear this. And like in my bio, like big fat Jew, that's my Instagram bio. My TikTok bio is like literally says really, really Jewish. Because I just think it's such an essential thing that people know about me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are, you grew up United? Are you that, like modern Orthodox, or you Reformy? Like where are you?
We went, if we went to shul, we went to the Orthodox shuls on the high holiday. I'm would say I'm Reform, but I'm quite happy to be in an Orthodox shul. Like I'm happy anywhere. Like if I go, like I'm happy to like, yeah, I'm just respectful. Like
So I'm not trying to pin you down as to
yeah,
like tell me all
really
your views, please.
Yeah, it's hard to know. This is the thing as well. I have no opinions. I'm very unopinionated. I don't really know where I stand on literally anything apart from a few things. So I'm comfortable in an Orthodox shul. I'm comfortable in a Reform shul. I'd say I'm just like quite fairly secular. I'm quite traditional. I like the traditions, but I'm not an Orthodox Jew, obviously.
Okay. Yeah. Not Hasidic.
Not quite. No.
Still time.
Yeah, there is still
know.
time, and I do like the hats. But the women don't get to wear the Hasidic hats, do they?
Oh God.
I like the wigs.
Do you know
to
what?
be honest.
I think the hardest thing about interviewing you on this is that I've got the Jodie that is not podcasty, that I could come out with so many things, and the one that is sitting here trying to run a Jewish podcast that I have to be on my best behaviour.
Yeah,
and I'm feeling very conflicted right now.
Yeah, no, you follow your gut. I'll go with you. Yeah,
can't. Should I just bring in the food and then we'll just bring some food in? That's always good Jewish.
The food. Do you really? Is this like? Do I want people to watch me eat? Is this meant to be like the ASMR moment? Am I meant to like eat into the mic?
You can do whatever. Yeah.
No, I don't like that. Normally I eat in privacy like a lion. So this is gonna feel.
Well, no, you don't. I've been watching your This Is How Influencers Eat. This is also part of the reason that I got off Instagram, because I'm like, yeah, I do this. I'm a terror. Like, I need to just get off the tapping. Like
but you don't do that. You don't do that.
I don't think I've tapped.
The tapping gets under my skin. It gets under my skin.
It's when people go, and I found myself doing this, because if I'm going to eat, I'm not just going to be like, I'll be like, this is so delicious. And when you've started impersonating that, I'm like, yeah, I've got to stop this.
I've never seen you do any of that stuff, to be fair to you, but do what you want. Don't stop because of me.
No, but I think I've realised, I'm like, this is just a cesspit of craziness.
It's like they'll be eating something that is just so ordinary and they're going insane about it, like a chocolate bar, and they're going nuts about it. Like they're literally like basically having
just
something that you have. You just do something when you have when you're at your height of your sexual pleasure. Okay, they're doing that, having a mini egg, and it's like it's a mini egg. It's a fucking mini egg, and it's just shut up.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think when people point that out to you as well, I got to the point where I just thought, what am I doing on this? But you're still on it. How do you stay sane and create content? And are you just always tracking things? Because I found that I'd produce it and I'd be like, what's happened? And then especially as you're getting people like Channing Tatum and Paris Hilton following you, are you not just like, I just need to be on this all the time?
Yeah, it is. It's very intoxicating. And like, I'm still like this. Like a lot of my happiness, unfortunately, depends on how well a video is performing, because that is how I get paid.
I love that you've said that, because no one admits to that. Your happiness depends on followers, and I've been working on this, and I found that was what was happening to me. I'm like, right, I've made a post and engagement is low. This is affecting me.
Of course it is. It's humiliating. It feels like your work is not good. It feels like you're being ignored, and it makes you feel rubbish. But that's terrible. It's not a good way to live.
No.
Because I've got 2 children that need me to be like, and I don't want my mental health to depend on, it's pathetic. Like when I really think about it, it's ridiculous. And I wish it wasn't the case. And I am aware of it, which means that like I'm in control of it and it's not going to take over my life. But no, a lot of my happiness and sort of like self-esteem depends on how well at the moment my videos are doing well. Like I'm doing sort of like a new thing and that's going well, but in a few weeks that could all tomorrow that could all change and then I'll feel like rubbish again. So I do need to find other things outside of social media, and I'm working on that, like maybe writing another live show, other things that make me feel creatively satisfied. So not all my like what's the word? So I'm not depending solely on like my success on social media to fulfill me. Also, it's just not, I don't get the creative satisfaction from filming the videos as much as I do when I'm live on stage. Nothing beats that for me. Nothing beats being live on stage.
You just did a brunch.
Oh, that was
I wanted
amazing.
to come to, but I was so conflicted because I thought it's on Shabbat and I've started doing Shabbat, but am I that frum that I've got to? And I was like, no, just concentrate on the frum. But next time you do a Sunday one, I'm there.
I think I might be doing one on a Thursday night.
Okay.
But I love doing that. Yeah, I basically just like put on this brunch and it was like me coming out to these people as my like social media persona and just being a really extreme person. But I also did like a quiz and like I sang and like there were lots of like there were games and stuff like that, and I loved it. I love interacting with an audience. It just makes me feel so alive. Whereas like if I'm in a room and I'm like, oh, here are some things that drive me mad, it's like, okay, great, if it does well, that's made me money, but I'm not feeling really creatively challenged or anything like that.
Yeah, there is something about being with people and you feed off people.
Yes.
I was reading a brilliant book about digital minimalism and the anxious generation, just saying how the generation after us, they're just not learning social cues because they're doing a lot of their like social interaction online. Whereas when you get it from people and you're having those conversations and you're in person, social.
I mean, people need people.
I'm not here to put you off your social media career, by the way.
No, I mean, and also like my kids are not going to have social media. You know, like.
Would you not let them?
Absolutely not. I think it's the root of all evil. Like, this is the ironic thing, is that my career is on social media, but I think it is an awful, toxic place, and it is there is an epidemic of narcissists, and we are all deeply narcissistic, and it's really worrying because a lot of these narcissists have children, and I think they're much more interested in that thing in their hand than they are in their kids. And it makes me sick when I like see a parent out and the child's trying to talk to them and they're just like looking at their phone. Like it actually makes me feel so upset when I see that. And I have to be really careful of that as well, you know, because I'm on my phone a lot because I'm either uploading something or checking stuff
or singing to people in the subway.
But she was
asleep, to be fair. So
yeah, she was, exactly. She was asleep. But my kids know that my son knows that like my job is on my phone, but they're not having social media. I'll really,
is this just
really
so that they won't
find
your videos?
Funny enough, I think my videos are one of the least problematic things on there. I don't mind them knowing about my videos, but there's so much out there that I don't want them to know about, and I don't understand people who give them their kids iPhones when they're not even in secondary school yet. But I don't want to judge. I'm not judging you.
It's fine. I'm right there with you. It's a thing.
Yeah, I mean,
and I've also demanded this food for a while, and it's still not coming in. I don't know what is going on with this service.
Oh, there we go.
Hi. Hello. It's Joel from Balagan. Hi, Joel.
Hello. Hi, Joel.
This is Joel's second job.
Yes.
He works for Balagan.
I'm excited. I'm actually really hungry. Oh,
good. I'm not allowed to ask what's in the bag.
Oh, so right. Are we doing an unboxing? I hate that as well. Just open the fucking box. Just open the fucking box.
I've tried to do unboxing, but usually it's just me. And then I'm trying to film and open something at the same time. And it just goes terribly wrong. And I think I'm not doing this.
Why anyone cares. Just open the fucking box.
Yeah.
Right.
Not you.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Not you. We were talking about social media.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, chicken pug. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pugyot. Because sometimes I go chicken pagio and everyone goes, no, that's not right.
Again, though, I've never eaten live on. As I said, I am quite secretive. Like, I make sure my kids are in bed when I have dinner. Like, I like eating in peace.
Oh.
So if everyone just mind leaving the room,
of course, we can just leave you in the corner.
Okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I'll
Wow.
see you in the restaurant.
See you there.
So this food is from Balagan. You can go to their restaurant in Boreham Wood. They do kosher food. It's so good. Have you ever been to Balagan, Boreham Wood?
I'm going to say yes. So otherwise, it's brilliant. Go. I go every week. Every week without fail.
It is good, to be fair. It's delicious. But I don't blame you. You're an Essex girl.
I'm Essex,
so
so
that is,
it's
like, but I just, anyway.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm digging myself in so many holes today.
No, none.
Balagan, Boreham Wood, say what the falafel, you get 10% off your bill.
Stunning.
And do you want me, should we plate up and then sit back?
Yeah.
And then you can.
Should we do it ourselves, or do I do you? And you do me.
You want to do me?
No, I don't want to. No, you do you. You do you, and then I'll do me. I'll wait my turn. You do you.
Oh, we can do it together.
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1. Go. It's just, of course, because I'm not a very polite eater. Like, I spill stuff down myself. I kind of eat like a pig. And I don't want people to hear my chewing noises.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
So I'll sometimes just hold the hummus. But there was a point where I had a massive bit of cabbage or gristle. No, I didn't have gristle. There was something.
This is really nice. I'm just going to pretend that forget that I'm being filmed. And every time I chew, can I do that?
Yeah.
I don't think it's fair that people hear me, because it is a big mouth, as mentioned. It's quite a noisy place.
Right. Okay. A noisy place.
Yeah.
Candy, you're so funny.
Thank you so much.
You make me laugh. But you're so, like,
go on, tell me.
How to explain it? Just like serious about being funny.
But yeah. I wouldn't say I'm serious about it, but I know what I'm doing. I think in order to give the pretense of being a lunatic, you have to be quite sane.
Let me think.
Okay.
To be a lunatic, you've got to be sane.
No. To
give the
pretense of being a lunatic, you have to be sane in the first place. Because I mean, first of all, no one can keep that up. Like, if I was all the time the person that I am on camera, I wouldn't have 2 kids. I wouldn't be able to function in the world as a normal person. So you have to just appreciate that it is, for the most part, an act. Now, I get so many comments from people being like, we would be such good friends. I'm also mental. Like, can we be besties? And I'm like, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't, because actually, like ask my husband. Like, I'm so genuinely quite boring, and like in my day-to-day life, like I'm not the joker of the pack. I don't think, when maybe when I'm drunk. But what I'm trying to say is I'm not an eccentric. I wouldn't necessarily describe myself as like a full-time eccentric.
Okay. A full-time eccentric, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I'm completely deluded.
No, but I think I get that. I did hear you had a very conventional wedding, though. Word on the street was that it was white and like red, and like it was a proper conventional wedding.
Yeah. White. Yeah, it was. It was a conventional wedding. I mean, yeah, I probably shouldn't have worn white, given my history and my reputation and how busy I was until the age of 26 when I got married, how incredibly busy I was. It was a full-time job being single. Honestly, genuinely, like, so many notches on that bedpost. But
Lovely.
I should have worn like black or something, whatever colour represents being an absolute... Can I... Yeah.
I think you just did.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, but you decided to, with a bit of red, so that's okay.
I'm actually a traditional person. Like, I love marriage. I love the idea of having a family and kids, and I would just genuinely describe myself as wholesome. I'm really quite wholesome. Like, nothing means more to me than my family and my children. I don't enjoy anything more than spending time with them, and I'm not like into the party life or anything like that. Like, I'm just quite ordinary and traditional and wholesome.
But it's good. It's nice. I'm looking at all this food, and this food is so good.
It's so nice.
Do you cook at home? Are you like housewifey?
Terribly.
You like cooking?
Anything I make, my husband is repulsed by.
Oh.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So you like cooking, but you don't cook?
I don't like cooking.
Okay.
I don't cook. My husband says I heat things up. That's my idea of cooking. Like putting something that needs to be put in the oven. And I'm like, Rob, I've cooked dinner tonight. The least you can do is do this and that. It's like, you heated something up. I'm a terrible cook. I'm the most undomesticated person on this planet. I don't know how to load a dishwasher. I grew up with a dishwasher my whole life. I do not know how to load it, and I have no interest in learning.
What do you mean learning? Don't you just...
boring.
There are like... I don't understand.
There's processes like, if that bowl's not in properly, it's not going to get washed. Oh, I don't care. I don't care that it doesn't get washed then. You'll all...
Don't you just put it in the slot? There's literally
don't want to put it in the slot. I don't want to slot it. I don't want to slot it.
There's literally... That's what they're for.
I don't want to slot it.
But how do you put it in?
I just want to shove it in like a boot. I just want to throw it in.
Like a washing machine. Why don't you try and put your dishes in the washing machine?
I just want to throw it in there.
Okay.
I want to shut the door. I don't want to load it. I don't like loading the dishwasher. I don't like unloading it. I don't like doing it. I don't do the washing. Like my husband, so I'm at home most of the day because I said my job is social media. And my husband still comes home from working all day and is the one who does the washing. Because I don't look at a full washing basket and think, oh, that should go in the washing machine. I look at it and go, well, we'll deal with that later.
Oh no! And you've said that now on camera, so he's gonna know. He knows.
This. He's quite happy to take over the domesticated stuff.
Okay. And like Shabbat
I
dinners,
just don't think with a face like this, I need to have to do much more. Like he's lucky that he's married this face. That's what I say to him. Like you've married this face. What more do you want from me? You've got the face, okay? You've got me on your arm.
Of course.
You've got an 8 out of 10. You could have done. You've not seen him, but he could have done so much worse. So much worse. If you expect this to then start doing the washing and the cleaning, you're not gonna. I'm not working my way up to a 10. You've got an 8. We're gonna leave it at an 8. You don't deserve 10. Okay, so let's just leave it there, shall we?
Candy, I just ask yourself the questions. I'm just going to listen. I don't even know where we go from there.
No, but this is all the truth. This is the truth. I'm not domesticated. I'm a bit of a slob.
Lovely.
Because I do think if
was
you've
this
got
on
faith,
your dating profile or?
No, but at the time that I met my husband on Tinder, I think. Oh, no, J Swipe. I was that's where I started pranking. Actually, I was writing hilarious messages to guys on there. Really outrageous stuff. And what you realise with men is they won't stop writing back. Like if they find you attractive, you can say pretty much anything and you're guaranteed they're going to respond. There was this one guy that I would just get the word in egg after every other word. I'd just say like, what have you been egg up to the point where I was just saying egg over, and he was being like, yeah, I'm good, how are you? Like he was responding to the word egg as if it was a question. And this went on for months and months. And around this time I met my husband, and he I think he wrote something funny to me because he'd seen that I'd been posting on my Instagram what I'd been doing, and I realised I'd met my match. Okay. Also because he messaged me with an Office quote, a quote from The Office, and that is both of our favourite TV shows. And I said when I was looking for the one, I was like, they have to be obsessed with The Office. Like they have to live and breathe The Office, and he did more than me. So there is that.
And that's how you
he
know
has
it was
got
love.
that going for him.
Oh, good. So
yeah. Want to take a bite?
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Mm.
You're
just taking it
I'm just
While
done.
You're thinking, I'm going to eat this bit of matter.
Candy, I'm just done.
We're done.
How can you follow on from that with a serious question? I can't. No. Do you do Shabbat dinners? Should we go with that? Are you Shabbat-y?
I'd like to
Do you
be
love
Shabbat-y.
Jewish? What's your favourite Jewish festival?
I like Yom Kippur.
You like Yom Kippur?
It's nice and depressing. No,
which actually reminds me, I'm pretty sure I saw your hat in Shul. I think you'd left your hat in Shul, and I put it to the side, and then it was gone.
Thank you.
Sorry, on Yom Kippur.
I don't want to do this information
Nothing.
right now. I'm in Finchley. It's in Essex. Anyway.
You're throwing things at me. I'm throwing things back at you.
Yeah, you throw it. My favourite I'd like to be more Shabbat-y. So you're being Shabbat-y now, are you? Tell me about that.
Yes.
How can I start being Shabbat-y?
I've just turned my phone off. That's how it started. Because I was
a really
like, I
good
can't
idea.
stop. And one day a week, We don't have TV. We don't do screens.
Boring.
Joel does a bit, but she's so boring. But it's nice. But okay.
Connect.
I am getting. Actually, we play Connect 4. But yeah, but we started with board games, and I'm like, this is so nice. I'm now bored of board games. I'm done.
Don't talk to me about board games.
Well, I think this is the thing. I'm a bit, and we started going to shul.
You have conversations. Because that's what I can't. Like, whenever my husband says to me, he'll come down. Like, you were talking about
please,
you,
no.
and now I'm
No,
back
this
on
is
me.
your
but
podcast.
This
That's
is about
fine.
me right now. Well, he'll come down for dinner, and basically, when I have dinner, I don't want to talk. What we have is like, we put a phone on the dining room table. This is really shameful. And we'll like watch something while we eat. This is after probably having not seen each other all day. And he'll be like, do you think we should just like have a conversation instead of like watching something? And I'm like, categorically not.
Right.
There is not one part of me that wants to have a conversation in the evening or at all. I don't like being, I don't like planned, like, let's have a conversation. No.
Okay. Do you talk to him like generally, or this is you just not
Only
really?
if
Maybe
I've
this
got
is why it
something
works.
to
and
whine
you
about.
enjoy
But what
being
I'm saying is,
like
I think I should find
family.
Shabbat hard because you've got to have a lot of conversations. You've got to be like,
Well, no, it's a good
so,
time for reading. You can pray alone if you like. Go for walks.
You think my kids are going to let me read?
No.
21 months and 4.5.
Yeah,
They're
no.
like, well, how do you keep your kids entertained when you're reading?
Well, train sets.
My kids don't play with anything.
No, well, this is the thing. I feel like I've started the whole digital detox. I'm forcing them to play stuff. They've got to play.
Yeah, that's really nice.
So it's working and it's really nice. And we'll go to shul occasionally. But I think it was in a bid to come off tech for a bit and be in the real world.
I think that is really
which
lovely.
is nice.
And actually, I'll strive for that. I think it's really nice for your kids not to see a phone for 2 days or however long it is, a day and a half. Yeah. Not to see a phone because they just see them they're like, that phone is around me all the time. Like,
Do Shabbat with me. It's nice.
Could I do Shabbat? Yeah.
All right. Commitment.
No, I'm not going to commit.
Oh.
No.
I got it on screen. You just saying, shall I do Shabbat? Yes.
I'm saying, should I?
Oh, I thought.
Let me.
But then you said followed it with yes.
Let me think about it. So it'd be no phone, no TV.
Yeah.
For
You
how
might
long
have
is-
to have a conversation.
I don't want to have a conversation.
Okay.
I don't want to have a conversation. No, I think it is something to think about.
Okay.
So I'll think about it.
I could be your sponsor.
Yeah.
Check in with you.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
But
it is
not
like an
not
addiction,
by,
isn't it?
not via
Like,
phone,
can I take a
obviously.
bite of this? Just a second.
Yeah.
Off that. Oh.
You're still on camera. I feel like we need to get music of like, you
Awful
eating.
eating. Does anyone else find that a problem?
Yeah, I have, and then I listen back and I go, oh no, I can hear myself chewing.
I know.
But that's part of the fun. But it's so, do you know what? This chicken is so, and I've been looking at this and I really want to put it in my mouth, but I thought I can't chew this on camera. But if you're doing it,
Let's both do it at the same time.
I'll do
3,
it.
2, 1, go.
is it? You said it's like ASMR. ASMR.
This food is so nice.
Balagam, Boreham Wood.
Why am I doing that? I hate it when influencers go, they cover their mouths. Like, are you really worried you're going to dribble the whole thing out? You know, people go,
Yeah, but you can't talk and.
I hate really niche things. I talk about people eating a lot in my videos. You know, when people go like this, go,
Why do people film that on camera though?
no, they don't. But you know, when in conversation you're talking to someone and they're eating, they go, they want to answer your question, but they don't want to do it yet. And they go,
Yeah, I do that.
okay.
Sorry.
Can I take a bit more salad?
You can have as much as you like
Thank you so much.
of it. What is, and I'll wait for you to sit back before you answer this, but what is in store and what's on the horizon for you when you're not with Vanessa Feltz at Buttmitzvah singing? We didn't really talk about that much.
We should talk about Buttmitzvah.
Okay.
Because Buttmitzvah is an amazing thing.
You need to sit back and say
yeah,
that.
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
mic.
We should talk about Buttmitzvah because it is just like one of the best things I've ever been a part of, and has I think like brought so much joy to so many people's lives, and it's it was such a moment. It's almost a 10-year anniversary actually.
Oh wow. Has it been going that long?
That long, yeah, that long, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.
Were you in it from the beginning?
Right from the beginning. So the guy who produces Buttmitzvah is a guy called Josh Cole. He's a producer of TV and stuff. And he saw my Edinburgh show and called me in for a meeting. Must have been about 10 years ago. And he said, I have this idea, like I want to do this comedy night. Sorry, I've got a bit of snot. It's gone now. He's like, I want to do this.
Lovely, yes.
This club night called Buttmitzvah, and it's like going to be gay and it's going to be Jewish, and want you to be a part of it. And originally I was featured and I was playing like the Buttmitzvah boy's mum, and that was the character I first took on. And then I became the Buttmitzvah girl, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And we took it to New York. And the night sold out to like 1,500 people. I mean, talk about famous people.
Wow.
Stella McCartney's been, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Ian McKellen, Tom Daley. It gets some huge people in there. It's a huge, huge success. And people love it.
And so for anyone that doesn't know,
Yeah.
because I didn't know, when Nikki Kelvin came on the podcast and was talking about it, he had to spell it out to me because I thought he was just talking about a bat mitzvah. So this is BUTT.
Yeah.
But mitzvah for the LGBTQ plus Jewish community, right? Not necessarily Jewish, but
it's very gay, but there's Jews there, non-Jews there, gays, straights, everyone, everything.
in like leather-clad pants. I hear there's a theme.
In like the theme is always different. So if it's like Purim, it's just like the theme is always different depending on what we did like a Christmasa one, we've done Passover, but people dress like Kummentushens, people dress what else have we had, like dreidels and all sorts of really inventive stuff, and people really make an effort and they love it, and it's like for them it's like the event of the year, and it is just so fun is the word. It's so unpretentious.
And it's like a club night where you get up and you perform and you sing and
so
act.
There's like a show where like I go up with my parents. So there's a guy who plays my dad, Tom Joseph, who plays my father in it, Mervyn. We're called the Rimmers. And my mum's called Gay Rimmer. That's Alex Eisenberg. My dad's called Mervyn Rimmer. And we're just your typical Bournemouth Jewish family, except, you know, my mum's a woman in drag. No, my mum's... It all gets very confusing, sorry, and I don't want to use the incorrect terminology, but it's very draggy, it's very gay. It's like, so uncool that it becomes cool, basically.
It looks hilarious.
Yeah.
From the clips I've seen, it's absolutely hilarious. And what's next for you on the horizon? You said you're going to maybe try out more live in-person shows.
I'd like to write another one-woman show. I think at the moment I'm like very busy with my children, so I need to it's quite hard at the moment for me to really throw myself into a show because it takes a lot of work, which I'm going to do once I think my daughter's in nursery. I'd love to have another one-woman show, and I guess keep creating the videos. And I believe that like opportunities will come, like as my online personality and it's work like grows, my audience is always growing and like it's reaching new audiences, and I don't really know, I just want to keep on getting paid for being funny, basically.
I love that. That's just straight up talk.
Yeah.
And so you should. Oh, I have a gift for you.
Oh, thank you so much.
Well, you don't know what it is yet. You might not say thank you. I feel like it's a bit conventional, but we've got like these Israel Blessing are our wonderful sponsors. I'm just showing you. I should just keep the box on. Hold on. Why am I showing you? There's the box.
Yeah, I want to unbox it.
Yeah, you are.
Hold on, give it to
Do
me.
an unboxing.
Oh my God. That is beautiful.
It's a little Hamza.
Beautiful.
To you.
Is it
love
necklace?
and yes, necklace.
Thank you so much. Oh, I'm delighted.
You
that
should
is
be.
beautiful. Thank you so much. And I
You're
love
welcome.
gold.
There you go.
Lovely.
It's a little bit more dainty than what you have, but I feel
That's
like
good.
if you're
I
in a
couldn't
dainty
have another
mood,
Jay-Z piece of... This is my
Yeah.
Jay-Z necklace, I call it. It's
absolutely.
just, very in your face. Thank you. That is beautiful.
You are welcome. Will you keep us going with all of your comedy?
Should
and
I have
we'll
stopped
give back
eating
to
by
you?
now? Because it's
No, keep going. Please.
really nice, and I was really hungry.
There you go. See?
Are we stopping now though?
Well, now you've made that a bit awkward. I feel like I can't stop.
No.
Is there anything else you'd like to say? Anything that you need to get off your chest?
How close up does this go, by the way? Because if I've got like, how close up into my face was this go? Because if I'm eating and there's like stuff in my teeth, obviously that's.
I think you're fine.
Yeah.
But we can pull back
Yeah.
and make sure there's no stuff in your teeth. Yeah. Thanks for coming then. Bye. No,
lovely.
honestly, it's been great. It's been so nice to talk to you.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been saying that we're going to do this for a really long time. And I just, you know what, just hearing your story, and I had no idea you'd auditioned for Les Mis, and you've got all this whole range of amazing, you're so talented.
I auditioned, I didn't get the part, but thank you.
No, but come on. And also we heard your tuna singing, which I can hear you've got some pipes on you.
Yeah,
But getting
thank
that
you so
far
much.
and seeing what you're doing, you're creating such funny stuff. Keep
Thank
going.
you,
And
thank you.
yeah, thanks for coming on the
Thanks
podcast.
for having me. It's been brilliant.